Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Lost, Season 1, Episode 22.
Born to Run.
Whatever the Kate May airplane. I don't know.
Plus Mackenzie Aston.
Yeah. This is a fine episode. However, I think that if we were paring down this season, this is the one that could just go completely.
This one could probably go
also,
completely.
if not, have been peppered into a few other episodes. It's fine. It's pretty typical, like what you would expect from 2004 drama television. You know, when Kate, it belongs to the man I killed. This is exactly what I thought happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, so what did kill him?
I think he got shot.
So
A-cap.
We gotta stop.
No.
You're doing amazing, sweetheart. But once again, it's like, well, indirectly responsible. Although, granted, no, she deserves this guilt.
Well, she deserves a little of the guilt. She told him to get out of the car so many times, and he was like, no.
So he was her childhood crush.
They were like in love with each other.
And her mother was dying from death, disease, cancer, I guess, maybe.
Sure.
Did they say?
Probably cancer. She was getting an MRI. I'm not sure.
Beth Broderick is a beautiful woman. They made her look rough.
She's also already on the run.
For the other thing. So we both remembered. So Kate has killed 2 men.
Well, one of them she should feel zero guilt about. That one hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
But Beth Broderick is sticking to it. My goodness.
You know, she's a battered woman, so.
Yeah, it's cute. It's serviceable.
Their little romance.
Yeah, and that plot.
Mackenzie Aston is also doing his best.
Yeah, I hate to say this because I hate when people do this, but he's just tarnished for me because of magicians. Mm. And I don't like to blame actors for roles they played, but Reynard the Fox did a number on me.
Real number. You can't do that to Julia, man.
Well, they also the show wouldn't stop showing it to us, so we couldn't forget about it. But where's Garcelle Bouvet when you need her?
Right.
I was gonna say Evangeline was gorgeous. Yeah. The makeup was a little heavy, but
at the end when she actually sees Beth Broderick, that's when it's the worst. The rest of it is okay.
Part of me was like, I can't tell if it's just because I'm so used to looking at her with normal, the toned down makeup.
Without spoiling too much, there's some stuff in season 3 where you see her with makeup again, and it's way more regular makeup.
So the plot there's a lot of sabotage and subterfuge and
just general dickishness
on the show, and it happened. This was 3 or 4 times too many for me. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, I'm starting to notice a crutch in the writer's room, and it's Michael becomes sick, and someone has sabotaged. Well, okay, they're building the raft. They're getting ready to launch. Arts is in play. Wasn't he in an earlier episode, or was that Steve?
That's Steve. Also, it's Arsed.
Okay. Arts is in play, and he was warning them about monsoon season, and he's a high school science teacher, and I mean, I don't know. I can't decide. I would stay on the island. I mean, the reasons why I wouldn't stay on the island are the monster, the quote-unquote monster, and the people stealing pregnant ladies. Sure. But also no one else is really that bothered by that.
Yeah.
And they're posing to be more of a threat to each other than the outside forces. So I don't know. I just sort of, there's so few, I feel like there's so many people on the island that I would take my chances there versus the open ocean in a Moana raft.
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is he basically is you need to leave yesterday or wait 4 months. And they're like, well, we can't wait 4 months. And I'm like, you could.
You could.
Though.
You really could.
Wait 4 months.
Spoiler, you're gonna.
You're gonna.
But, so Kate wants, excuse me, Kate wants off the island on the raft because that's the only way that she can stay on the run. And she does, she tries to get Sawyer's spot, and she does steal Joanna's passport and try and use it as hers, but all she needed to do was cut her hair and take Boone's. She's pretty enough.
That's true. They both have those high pink cheeks.
Boone Carlisle could just come right through. But so they think that either she,
I don't know. I feel like it would have been worse for her if she did that, because Shannon already gave her such a stank face at the end there.
It was like the town from Footloose looking at her after.
Or the town from the lottery.
Yes. I was on the plane with Marshall.
Oh, how disgusting.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, oh, well, I never. I just.
How could you? This is the worst thing that's happened.
After it came out that she was the fugitive, and it was really funny when, this is not really a recap, we're all over the place. But when Hurley outed her to Sawyer.
No, to Locke.
Sure. Yeah. And he was like, I can't keep track of who knows what. But I don't know, because again, it's like on one hand, we have the flashback episodes, so we know that it's like, well, I mean, sure, you killed a guy, but so we know the context of it.
That's not what she's a fugitive. She's not a fugitive for Tom. She's a fugitive for the other.
I don't think you're making the point you think you're making.
I'm just... She didn't kill Tom. There's no need for... She was already a fugitive.
No, I know, but if we're arguing over which of the man she killed she's a fugitive for, you've already lost the high ground.
Well, of course. I wasn't trying to maintain a high ground.
That's what I was trying to say, is because at first I'm like, come on, guys, this is Kate. You know Kate. And then I was like, well, do you?
Do you?
And that's sort of the point. But
it also is like, it's just like all the shows like this where it's very cliquish too. So there's like 40 extras that we don't know anything about.
This is like our running theme for the year, Euphoria.
Yeah.
Where I was like, it's presented like they're the cool kids.
Yeah.
I was like, but everyone else in the school probably hates those 8 people. Could you imagine being stranded on a desert island and this soap opera unfurls in front of you? Well,
it might be good.
You'd be trying to tap in. Actually, doesn't the show make that observation with the Nikki and Paolo episode?
I also think Juliet makes fun of
I think
them
someone
all.
was like the cool kids. Yeah. But it happens. I mean, the clicks do happen.
Yeah. I also, Beth Broderick's name is Diane Jansen, and she spells it just the same as me, so.
Ugh, she loses her mind for that.
I just like that. I like when my name is never in anything, and I always think it's cool.
So Michael was sick, and they think that Sawyer poisoned him because he wouldn't let Sawyer on the boat for Kate, but then they think Kate poisoned him because she wanted on the boat instead of Sawyer or something. But then Sun poisoned him because she was trying to poison Jen. But then
Kate's
Sun poisoned him because Kate tricked her into it. Convoluted. Yeah. It was convoluted.
It's too much. Too many moving parts for sure. There's also a whole back and forth.
It's just so weirdly plopped at the back of this season.
It's very weird. There's also a huge back and forth with Jack and Locke where Saeed lures Jack into the woods to so he'll keep an open mind about the hatch. And he's like, why the fuck didn't you tell anybody about this? And Locke is like, it's called discretion. And then he makes it a thing later. Well, he does it in the moment. He's like, you never told anybody you had all the guns. And then he makes another comment later to Jack where he's like, how come you didn't tell us about Kate? And he's like, it's called discretion, John. And it's just like...
Shit. Well, I wanted to talk about the hatch. This is a hard conversation because we know what the deal is. Mm-hmm. So try and purge that and go to at this point.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I'm on Jack's side with this because Jack's like, yeah, we gotta open it. There could be shit in there.
Because he's like, best case scenario, supplies. Worst case scenarios, we can use it as a shelter.
And Saeed's point was there's not a handle on it. So it obviously isn't meant to be opened. That's ominous and scary, and I get it. It's not meant to
be opened from the outside.
That's ominous and scary, and I get it, and all that. At one point while this was on, a big theory being floated was it was a UFO.
Ooh.
I liked that theory.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, I'm on Jack's side because there are weird military bunkers kind of all over the world from like World War I and II. And a lot of them are on like weird abandoned islands. I've watched entire National Geographic stuff about it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm sort of like at worst supplies, at best treasure.
Yeah, right.
Nazi gold. Like and so that's where my National Treasure brain kicks in.
Sure.
Which I can say now, National Treasure is not coming out soon. It came out weeks ago.
Yeah, weeks and maybe perhaps months ago.
our coverage. So yeah, I think it's but then again I can't get over
because also I feel like part of what Saeed's issue is like it could potentially be like a nuclear issue. Okay,
and again I keep forgetting about Ethan.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because I'm the one that keeps getting mad at them for forgetting about Ethan.
Yeah. Somebody came out of the woods and stole Claire away.
And again,
she still can't remember anything.
No, and I was in a changeling place with that. Like the uncanny valley, something is capable of mimicking human behavior. So, okay, I'm back on Saeed's. I'm back on Michael's. Get the fuck out of here. Get on the raft. I'll swim. Galadriel style.
Yeah, all the way from the Undying Lands to Numenor.
Numenor. Oh, and then Walt and Locke have an interaction, and Walt, the show remembered that Walt's magic. There's something about him!
Yeah.
And so he touched Locke's hand.
Well, Locke grabbed him.
Yeah. And he was like, don't open it. And then he like went to his dad and was like, we gotta get out of here.
He was like, I'm the one that burned down the other raft and I'm super sorry, but we should definitely leave.
So yeah, I think that's largely it.
Yeah, the plane was also, it belonged to Mackenzie Aston, to Tom. She did just like leave his dead body, but took the toy plane from the back of the car.
And just like, because there were cops everywhere. So how she got over that?
I don't know.
And then down into
She also kissed him and he's married and has a baby and they were like making out in the car. I don't know, it's really, I'm more mad about all of that than like the thing the thing she's actually a fugitive for was a totally warranted death. And this was fully an accident. So I'm just sort of like, I feel like if you just explain yourself, but whatever.
Also noteworthy, this is the episode where we got Sawyer's action figure from, which I want and don't have, but that's fine. I don't need to be wasting secondary market money on this show.
A really mediocre little action figure.
It's really nice. I like
cool.
it.
It's pretty cool. Oh, Sawyer also had some fucking things to say. There's nothing keeping me here on this island. And I'm just like, you've been barely flirting with each other for like 20 days. It's ridiculous.
He bought her a sandwich. She bled on his hand. That I'm gonna cut. Did something happen with Claire? Or no, they just were on the beach in that one scene.
Yeah, she and Charlie were also really like judgy about Kate too. I can't.
We're punching. We've been doing this.
It's also because like we know like what the actual thing is, and so it's like I'm just so tired. Like I'm just like, you guys are killing me.
I'm feeling better than I was in the middle. I think the middle of this season really sort of sinks a little bit. But it's at least I have had fun.
Yeah.
In these last couple episodes. And as I recall, I think there's a fun one coming up.
The 3-part finale is pretty good.
Involving dynamite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, on that note, we will bid you adieu. And we will be back after we watch Exodus Part 1.
Yep.
Bye.